All right, we're back now. You've got water on the glass, fresh water, film in hand. Walk us through the rest of this install.
Well,
the final stretch.
Unfortunately, we don't. We're doing a mobile job, so we don't have a big glass that we could put it on and get it wet and peel it off in one piece. So what I do is I reverse roll it, and we're gonna try to reverse roll around all this stuff. They just mounted a aftermarket camera and whatnot, so we're just gonna go around it. So as I reverse roll, I make sure it's nice and wet. This is water and baby shampoo. Just make sure everything's nice and wet. Now I go at it. And now that it's on like that, I could just reverse roll it. There we go. And like we said, we're gonna have to go around all this stuff. And at first it could be a little bit of pain, but once it's on there and it sticks, no big deal. We just keep on rolling. And once you get to this side, it's worth getting wet again. Especially on the hot summer days. Make sure it's nice and wet. Pull the liner off. Keep on going. Try not to touch the film at all. Hand's very clean. Over here. Just gonna pull it. And to get it completely off, I'm just gonna pull it this way a little bit. And just pull it very slowly. Once that's on, then I get it on there. And if the film feels like it's sticking, kind of like how it is on top, it's worth just peeling back slightly and getting it wet again. Why not? Get it wet slightly. All right, so we're gonna put it in position. All right. And it looks like it's a little dry on top, so I'm just gonna peel it slightly. Get it wet again. It's about 80 degrees.
Now when you're hitting dry spots as well, that is also a partial contributor to adhesive distortion as well as creasing, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So right now, like when you're putting it in place, it has to move like this. If it does move, it's a good sign that there's not going to be any dry spots whatsoever. And if we do get big fingers or bubbles like this one, wet the film slightly. With your hands, very carefully, get them out. Very carefully.
And you're putting minimal pressure as you're getting those big fingers and air pockets out.
I'm pretty much tickling the film. And same thing with this side. Same thing, just get the biggest ones out of the way. When we squeegee, before we squeegee, make sure it's wet. Clean the squeegee. Anything that I can do to neutralize my tools to avoid dust or scratches. Start right in the middle. Make sure it's nice and locked. Once we're there, go ahead and start on this side. And I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna clean it with my hand. There might be a little piece of debris that might get caught in my squeegee and the actual film. If that happens, of course, we're gonna get scratches. So what I'm doing is cleaning the film now. There we go at it. And I mean, these little guys, these little smiles, they don't look like anything crazy, but I'm still gonna smooth it out, just in case.
Better be safe than sorry.
Oh yeah. This, whatever I can do to make my install come out perfect, I'll do it, because regardless, this is still going to take me a lot less time to redo the whole windshield than to redo the whole windshield, I meant to say. So same thing on this side. That's going to be a little hard because, of course, I'm on the passenger side trying to squeegee everything out. The same thing, just going to make sure everything's nice and flat. We go at it very slow. And if it does look a little crazy, kind of like that smiling at me right there, not a big deal. Just go at it with my hands. Once it's nice and flat like that, we could go squeegee it. And since I can't really get to this side because I'm on the opposite end, what I like doing is getting it slightly wet, get it with my hand first, make sure it's nice and flat. Then I grab one of these guys, start from the bottom. Then work myself to the top. Once everything is out, grab my Blue Max. Just try to get as much as water out. That way it's ready for the client and he could enjoy the rest of his day the beautiful windshield. And that's pretty much it. Once it's down, we don't have any wrinkles, no fingers, no bubbles. And we're going to try to get as much as water out of the edges as we possibly can. As everyone knows, we can't take heat guns, torches, we can't do none of that to a windshield because it's laminated. So what you want to do before you walk away from it, if there's any kind of water like this, it's a good indicator that more than likely it might peel back. So I like to dry it as much as possible. The edges, get as much water out on the edges. It might take a little bit of time depending on the weather, but this will ensure you that the film's not gonna curl back at you, or you walk away and you come back and the film is half off. Well, that could be due to over shrinking or walking away when the film has way too much water in it on the edges. So what I do is just with the paper towel on my spatula, just kind of go around, get all the water out as I can. And it might take me a minute extra, but it gives me a peace of mind knowing that it's not going to curl back. I have to use another dry towel. Just make sure it is nice and dry. Nice and dry. And the moisture will tell you if it's dry or not.